I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're going to teach you how to play the game Fantastic Trails.
Designed by Jordy Adan, it plays between 1 and 4 players and takes around 30 minutes to play.
Let's get going and learn how to play. In Fantastic Trails, you will take the role of different ant colonies trying to construct the longest ant trails possible across the forest floor. The longer your trail, the more points you will score. There are a number of tasks for your ants to complete that will aid you in building these long trails. Let's dive in and learn how to play. Inside the box, you will find 36 forest floor cards, 10 number cards, 10 pattern cards, 4 score cards and 4 markers. To set up, everyone should take 1 scorecard and a pen. Then separately shuffle the number cards and the pattern cards, placing the 2 decks face down in the middle of the table. If it's your first time playing, remove the aphid from the number deck and the wasp from the pattern deck. These cards are only used in the new neighbours variant that we will explain at the end of this tutorial. Then, shuffle the forest floor cards and deal 4 cards to each player, placing the remaining cards as a deck in the centre. Each choose 2 of the 4 cards to form your own forest floor and return the other 2 cards to the box out of the game. If it is your first time playing, we suggest each player takes a water drop card and a windfall card, as shown here, to form your first 2 forest floor cards. Now you're all set up and you're ready to play. The game takes place over 3 rounds, at the end of which you will tally your score from honeydew spaces you've collected throughout the game, as well as the longest valid ant trail on each forest floor card you have. Before we get into scoring, however, let's look at how a round plays out. First, you reveal cards. Reveal the top number card and pattern card at the same time. These 2 cards will then be used by everyone. In future turns, new cards should be placed slightly offset on previous drawn cards so everyone can see what cards have come into play so far. If you happen to reveal an anteater from either deck, then your ant gets too scared to head out and you must ignore both the anteater card and the other revealed card. Draw a new card from each deck to replace it and continue as normal. If 2 anteaters show up at the same time, just ignore them both and draw 2 new cards. After revealing cards, everyone must then write the number shown on one of your forest floor cards. The number must be written in a pattern matching the revealed pattern card. It must be the same size and colour as the one shown on the card. If it's a large pattern consisting of 2 spaces, always write the same number in both spaces of the pattern. This would be just 1 space, 1 space. This one here, you would write the same number, so a number 3, on both blue spaces, a 3 here and a 3 here. If you cannot or do not want to write the revealed number, you can instead circle a worker ant on your scorecard that will help you modify revealed cards later in the game. Note that when you write numbers, they do not need to form part of an ant trail, they just have to be placed in the matching pattern on the card. Your ant trail will be formed and score you points only at the end of the game. Let's take a look at an example. We have revealed these 2 cards. I would like to draw my number 3s here. And play continues. Changing revealed cards. If you're not happy with the revealed cards, you can change the number, the pattern, or both by crossing off circled worker ants on your scorecard. To change the revealed number, cross off 1 worker ant to add or subtract 1 from the number. You can use multiple ants to keep changing the number for yourself. For example, if I have a number 6 and I want a number 4, I need to subtract 2, so I can cross off 2 worker ants. The numbers also wrap around, so if a number 1 is revealed, you can make it into a 7 for yourself by crossing off only 1 worker ant. You can change the pattern by crossing off 2 worker ants. This lets you completely ignore the revealed pattern. You can now write the number in a small or large pattern of any colour. It doesn't matter what the size of the revealed pattern is. Jokers. There are jokers in both the number and the pattern decks. If you reveal the number joker, you can write any number from 1 to 7 on your forest floor. If you reveal one of the pattern jokers, you can write the revealed number in a pattern matching the joker's size, but in any colour you want. The final thing you do on a turn after revealing cards and writing the number is checking your tasks. At the bottom of each forest floor card, you can find different types of tasks. We'll describe what each task does shortly, but if you complete a task, you immediately receive the reward shown. If you manage to complete multiple tasks at the same time, you can choose which order to resolve them. There are 3 different types of rewards. Worker ants, circle these on your scorecard to use later to alter numbers or patterns. Here I've just won 2, so I will circle 2 worker ants. Honeydew. Circle these on your scorecard. Each circle drop scores you 1 point at the end of each full round. And finally, bonus numbers. These allow you to write extra numbers. Immediately write the number on one of your forest floor cards in the pattern shown. Interestingly, you can change the bonus numbers by using your worker ants too. If you cannot or do not want to write the bonus number, you can instead circle a worker on your scorecard. It's important to note 2 things here. If all your worker ants or honeydew drops are circled on your scorecard, you cannot collect any more of that reward. Secondly, you can write the bonus numbers on any of your forest floor cards, no matter which card you received it from. Once everyone has received any rewards, reveal a new number and pattern card and repeat these steps again. Keep going until you've revealed and resolved all number and all pattern cards. Once there are no cards left to reveal, the round is over. End of a round. Once there are no more cards to reveal, the round ends. At the end of the first and second round, carry out the following steps. First, score your honeydew. Check how many honeydew drops you have circled. Write that number in the leftmost empty space of your score track. 1, 2, 3, I'll draw it here. Do not cross off your drops after scoring. You keep it for the entire game and you will score it at the end of each round. Early honeydew drops can potentially pay off 3 times over the course of a game. Secondly, you discover more of the forest floor. Each player draws 2 forest cards and adds 1 of them to your forest floor. Return the card you didn't choose to the box. However, if it is your first game, instead of taking 2 cards and keeping 1, after the first round, have everyone take a gourd card. After the second round, each take a mushroom card instead. Finally, shuffle the number and pattern decks, returning them face down in the middle of the table. You are now ready to start the next round. End of the game. The game ends after the 3rd round. Score your honeydew drops for a final time. Next, you need to form your ant trails. Draw the longest ant trail you can on each of your forest cards. To do so, connect as many adjacent spaces as possible with one continuous line. Your line can cross a space only once. Each number in your trail must be exactly the same as, or exactly 1 more than the previous number. Let me show you an example here. So I would like to start with the 1s and go to the 2s, but after that there is no 3. So instead I will start here at the 3, and this is my longest trail. So I've got a 3 is the same number, 1 higher, another 4, a 5, these are the same numbers, so 5, 5, 5, and I will go to 6. Each space in your final ant trail is worth 1 point. If you have 2 trails of the same length on 1 card, only draw 1 of the trails. When you are scoring an ant trail, it is important to ignore the patterns. The only important thing is how many spaces make up the trail. So let's count this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This card scores me 8 points. I will do this with my remaining cards, and this will be my final score. Add all your points together, and of course the player with the most points will be the winner. In the case of a tie, the tied player with the most remaining circled ants wins. Then, if there's still a tie, the tie players share the victory.
There are a total of 9 different types of forest floor cards, and each different type has different tasks available to complete for rewards. Let's take a brief look at each type of card and how you get the rewards. First, we have the water drop cards. To get the reward, you need to write numbers in all the spaces around 1, 2 or 3 water drop spaces. So if I surround this water drop here with numbers, I would get a reward. Next is the windfall cards. Write all the numbers in the spaces within the marked fruits. So here, this goes up this fruit. If you put all the numbers in this space, you would get this reward. Next are the gourd cards. Write numbers in 3, 5 and 7 adjacent patterns. So if I have this one filled in already, plus 2 more, I would get the first reward. Next are the mushroom cards. write numbers in both spaces adjacent to the mushrooms. So here's a mushroom. If I had a number here and here, I would get the reward. And down here, there are bone cards. Here you need to write numbers in all the spaces on the marked lines. So you can see a line going this way, and this way for your rewards. Now we have berry cards. Here you need to write the same number in 2, 3, 4 or 5 different patterns on this card. So here we have the 2 filled in already. If I managed to write a 2 somewhere else, I would get the first reward. Next are needle cards. You need to write the numbers in all the spaces on the marked lines, across here and here. Note here that you can only receive the rewards in the correct order. You can complete the task in any order, but you can only claim the rewards in the order shown. So here the first reward is only given once that top row is completed. Next are seed cards. Write the numbers shown above a reward in the connected pattern. So here, a 1, 3, 5 or 7 in this pattern here, to get the reward of 2 worker ants. You are able to write any number you want inside the patterns on the card, however you will not receive a reward if it doesn't match down at the bottom. At the end of the game, all the spaces on the seed card are considered to be adjacent, no matter where they are. Therefore, you can draw an ant trail that crisscrosses across the whole card. And finally, we have flower cards. Here you write numbers in as many small and large patterns as shown above the rewards here. On flower cards, all the patterns have no colour. This means that any coloured large pattern can go in any large pattern on the card, and the same for small patterns. The new neighbours variant. After playing the game a few times, if you find yourself looking for more player interaction, you can swap out the anteaters in the decks for the aphid and the wasp. The aphid is a number card. When it's revealed, ignore the revealed pattern card. So I would ignore this in this case. Instead, you can choose to circle 2 worker ants or cross off 2 worker ants to write any number you want in any pattern on your forest floor. The wasp is a pattern card. When it's revealed, ignore the number card. Instead, you each add a wasp to the forest floor of the player on your right, as shown by this little picture down here. On one of their cards, you draw striped lines in the spaces of a small or large pattern without any numbers on it. So here I could do some wasps in here. A wasp is now sitting on this pattern. A wasp on a large pattern like here only counts as 1 wasp. Having wasps are bad because at the end of each round, before you score your honeydew drops, you must count how many wasps you have and cross off that many circle drops on your scorecard. They won't score points for you anymore. So if this round ended now and I had 1 wasp here, I would have to cross off 1 of these honeydew. No longer will I get any points here. Luckily, there is a way to chase the wasp off. To do so, if you manage to write a number in the pattern that the wasp is sitting on, then you simply wipe the wasp off the board and fill the pattern with the number instead. One last important thing to note is that if a wasp is revealed at the final card of a round, ignore its effects. If the wasp and aphid are revealed at the same time, first resolve the aphid, followed by the wasp card.
And that's how you play Fantastic Trails.
We hope you have loads of fun playing.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.